All right, guys. So this trade recording you're going to see today is of this. All right, this is the only trade I took. We did have a breakout level for puts, right, roughly at between 573 and 500, but decided not to take it obviously because we had this beautiful trade to start the day. No reason to try to take another trade. It was gorgeous. Contracts hit basically right at 100% as well. So this was a tremendous trade. But I also want to highlight how well we did the rest of the week. We had a perfect week, not a single losing trade call out the entire week. Day prior on Thursday, obviously, that big trade being 330 points profit. Day before that, big trade being 177 points profit. Day before that on Tuesday, big trade being 330 points profit, exiting right at that previous day bounce. Beautiful, absolute smoked it on that. And then the day before that, 616 points at the peak on a re-entry, multiple re-entries as well on a lot of these days, multiple re-entries I was able to signal. So a tremendous, massive profitable week. So I'm really proud how we executed the week as a whole, how we traded, being patient, executing well, avoiding fake outs. If I had just blindly entered at my levels, there could have been a lot of losses this week, but that's part of reading order flow is learning to avoid the noise and get in where it matters the most and execute appropriately. So just keep that in mind. If you go back and watch any of the trade recordings from this week, I was looking for a little bit of larger moves. Everything was based on that order flow concept. I don't use any indicators. None of these are indicators. It is simply a candlestick type. Okay. All you're doing is coming up here. You see session volume profile. So this is how I'll also find levels using session volume profile. And then you also have volume footprint charts. But yeah, it's not that's not an indicator. A lot of people asking, what's the indicator? I don't use indicators. Indicators are trash. If anyone tries to sell you an indicator, it's a scam. More than likely, I would say 90% chance it's a scam. But this is simply a tool that you can use. And all you need is a Trading View subscription, the higher level plans. I have Trading View Ultimate on my plan. Okay, Trading View Ultimate is the highest level plan that they sell. Um, I'll put like a referral link below for TradingView if you need that software, but you do need the ultimate in order to get the real-time tick data with volume footprint chart. If all you have is the premium data, which is I think like 40 bucks a month or something, you're getting much slower data coming in on that footprint chart. So it's going to look vastly different. It's going to look completely different. All right. I don't use Bookmap. I find it pretty useless. I've never used it. I've tried it before, but it didn't really help me. It just seems very delayed. I feel like volume footprint paints the picture that Bookmap paints, but much more clear and much better. So the only thing you'll notice on Bookmap perhaps is strong levels, which you can just find on like a 4 hour time frame. I don't need to pay $70 a month to do that. So that's just my opinion on that. Feel free to give it a shot by yourself. But for the rest of this trading video here, just remember that the majority, the meat and potatoes, is from order book level 2 and time and sales in order to determine the proper entry criteria. And it is very, very difficult. I find a lot of people leaning into volume footprint because this is a monkey can read this and they're like, oh yeah, this looks better. I'll just stick to this. Guys, I could omit this from my entire trading strategy and I would still do just fine. When I traded in Japan the whole time, I didn't use volume footprint chart. I used order book level 2, time and sales, and volume session profile with those key levels in order to determine those entries. Cool. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy the trading video and let me know in the comments, like, comment, subscribe to support, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you just like it. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Pretty solid here. We've simply made another high overnight. What a coincidence. What do you guys remember if someone said yesterday's or the Wednesday sell off was an overreaction? Does anyone remember hearing that? It's this market manipulation is incredible. All right. So we're looking for. Hi, Osman. I'll see you in a little bit. We're looking for 28,573 for calls for longs. That would line up on QQQ with 692.48. Or for a short entry, I have two theses today for shorts. One, the aggressive 28,500 or 690.18 breakout for puts. You're looking for a failure of a key level, 28,500, and you're basically banking on the fact that this 4 hour key level, remember this is a 4 hour bounce, but it's a key level because we're below it. So it's a resistance now. You're basically banking on the fact going, okay, I can see a high was formed with an immediate sharp rejection of the level. A lower high was formed with another immediate sharp rejection near the level. Another lower high was formed with another immediate sharp rejection. So if we can't even get to 28,573, meaning another lower high was formed, we're setting up for a downtrend. Market open volume is going to help send that through the floor, and ideally, hopefully it can break 457. Right, there's obviously a possibility it can bounce there at 457, but ideally it would be to 419 that trade. So almost 100-point trade, in the realm of 80 points for the majority on that trade. Or you don't take that trade at all. You might be like, hey, I really am long biased for the day because we've been bouncing the last 2 days. I don't want to do that. I would rather wait for a break and retest of 28,419 or a break and retest of 28,500 because those are two key areas for your short entry, which I will also do that if volume does not look perfect. If volume doesn't look perfect, I'm not taking that short. I'd rather just wait. 10 minutes, see what happens. So something to think about, right? And then obviously, as you can see, 573 is a nice little ceiling before the 4-hour level. And obviously, that is a good bit of room right there, about 70 points profit before that resistance area. So with those of you jumping into this trade, most of us taking majority exits from 30 points all the way to 60 points, that's a good trade, right? Really good trade. And then you want to leave runners behind. There's a lot of resistance on the way up. So today's not the day where I'd be targeting 400 points profit. Could we see it? Sure, but I think it'd be quite the fight to get it. I don't think it'll be as clean as the last few days, right? The last few days have been very clean, and relative to my callouts, they've been clean entries, clean executions, the whole nine. So I just don't think if we are to move upside today, all right, look at this 4-hour level, how nasty it's been. See? And then if we do get above that, look at that order block, how nasty that order block has been, right? This order block rejection was what made me feel very confident with the short entry here on Monday. So just something to think about, okay? Something to think about. Tesla breakout for calls at 312 or a breakout for puts at 308.5 or pre-market low. Meta, breakout for calls at 550 or a breakout for puts at 542.6. That's pre-market low. AMD, breakout for calls at 508.8 or a breakout for puts at 499.6. Okay. So those are the single tickers I'll be watching. All right. And going to trade pretty safe today. Going to be posting my monthly P&L today, which is pretty solid, pretty cool. My best month yet, P&L wise. So I'm very excited about that. I did post just an old reel that I had for another giveaway. If you didn't get your accounts yet, just DM me the word in all caps. DM me the word account. So it notifies me. All right. All right, let's get these contracts loaded here. Just another reminder, loading contracts is only for options traders. If you're trading options, that means you've been profitable, in my opinion. It means you've been profitable for at least a year straight. Otherwise, it's very silly to expect you to be profitable trading options. And if you're profitable now, good on you. But statistics show it's just a matter of time before you lose money. Right now, we got SPY strong. NVIDIA is strong. NQ is right at my level. If we can hold here for the next minute and a half, I love this breakout at the open. And I also like NVIDIA's breakout. NVIDIA is right at my level and at pre-market high. That could be a nasty breakout. Like you could ride that right up to 200. By the time it hits 200, that would be in the realm of, I would say on the low end, 50% profit. On the high end, like 80% profit by the time it's pushed that much. So don't underestimate those contracts. They can move very quickly. And the really cool thing about this setup right now is if we fail this level, it really could confirm the 500 for the breakout for puts. So this is a nice consolidation channel we formed in the pre-market. But again, don't be afraid to just, if you don't love anything, just stay cash and wait for a retest. Nothing wrong with that. But definitely don't chase the call out. It's just a great way to mismanage the trade. You could still end the trade green, of course, but like, why go through that? Why develop that bad habit? All right. So I got QQQ calls loaded. For NVIDIA, I would honestly just be trading the 200 calls on NVIDIA if you're interested in taking that setup. AMD is primed as well. This might be very quick here. Pullback's good. SPY is holding. NVIDIA is rejecting. I'm in longs. Fill. 28,579. Oh. All right, scaling out right here. That's 30 points right there. 30 points. Sorry, let me draw it out right here for you guys. Sorry, it looks really tiny, but that's 30 points. So make sure you've scaled out. Stop is at entry. Remember, you got 30 points. Now we're going for 52. Today is worth scaling out, by the way. It's worth scaling out, and it's worth stopping at entry. Let me draw that right here, too. Sorry, if you wonder why it takes me a while, I'm always drawing this on 2 screens. Every time I'm doing this, it's on both screens. I have to do it. Because this is for my social media, and this is for you guys. If NVIDIA can hold 197.80, we're golden. We're golden. Contracts are moving so well, man. Beautiful. All right, scaling out again. 52 points profit, guys. Now, this is majority exit. Majority exit right here, everybody. 2-to-1 R, folks. This is your full exit. 2-to-1 R, folks. This is your full exit. We're now going for a big home run trade. All right. We're now going for a big home run trade. So we've taken the majority exit at this point. We're going for 100 points profit. You're now at 70 points profit. $70 points profit, babe. Let's go, guys. The perfect week. No losing trades. Perfect week. That's how you do it right there. Reading that gorgeous, gorgeous order flow. Absolutely love it. Let me pull this up for you guys. Sorry, I need to get better about having this up automatically. So just so you're aware, on the volume footprint, what I actually loved about this breakout here, guys, what I loved about this trade was that, God, these contracts are moving amazing. We might actually be at 100% profit when NQ hits 100 points. These contracts are moving really, really well. I love this. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. All right. Boom. Right there. I'm taking it. That's 100 points profit. 100 points profit, guys. 110 points, actually. 110 points profits. Gorgeous. Oh, so pumped. What a good read. What a good read. All right. So on the volume footprint, right when price opened, we had that pullback. And remember, I told you, I said this pullback is good. We don't want it to just rip right away. Because what's going to happen? That means there's still room for a pullback. That means you guys might get stopped out. This is full exit for a prop firm, by the way. Full exit prop firm. Full exit for the prop firm. So again, the reason why you want to be a little bit more careful when it's just a complete breakout right at the open and you don't get a pullback whatsoever. What's bound to happen? You do get a pullback at some point, and those are those trades you guys will see me take. You'll get in the trade. It comes back to the entry, it stops you out. You took a little bit of profit, and then it completely takes off and rips. And you go, damn, damn, I should have stayed in the trade, or damn, I should have just kept my stop loss where it was. This sucks. This sucks, right? And you start getting really negative about it. That's one of those cases and points where you just want to tell yourself, look, man, would rather get a pullback to confirm if price actually wants to sell through. If it can't, then I'm essentially taking a reclaim trade, right? So it sold off beautifully. We waited, then we confirmed the long entry. Once we actually got clearance above 28,573 on the volume footprint chart, what I see is textbook retest of the point of control zone in the pre-market, right? We have 1, 2, 3, comes down, retest, point of control forms a support. Well, there was 300,000 on the volume when we took that entry. There was 300,000 on the volume. Oh my gosh, we're at 130 points profit here. I'm going for 150 is what I'm going for next, guys, that next level. This is 135. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how well these contracts are moving. Guys, I haven't had contracts move this well in a long time. This is, I just got to, I mean, the word is, it's awesome. It's just incredible. All right. Scaled out right there. 145 points profit. Scaled out at 145 points profit right there at the top. We almost hit 100% on the contracts. Almost. That was 90% on the contracts there on the trim, which is great to see. I mean, for what I risked, I made a lot of money, so I'm very happy with that. That's what I like when these contracts can move well. It's really, really nice when these contracts can move well. 1% better every single day, you guys. God bless. Have a great weekend. Be with your family the whole nine. I'll see you guys on Monday.